Hello everyone, Randy Harrington here. I think you guys are going to enjoy this video. I found an old 2008 DVD video that I did. It involves three different locations, and it also shows things that I've already made YouTube videos about. So I'm going to provide links in the description to the videos so you can go back and do some homework. But this first little short video is about the guy's cabin in the Kiamichis who had the something knock something off of his table, and then the next morning he was in his tent, and the next morning the stuff that got knocked down onto the gravel was back on the table, nice and clean. So you might want to watch that video, do some homework on that one. And here's the original from 2008 when I was on the property. Remember, there was a nice cabin there when I showed my video, but in this video there is not.
Okay, I'm at a gentleman's property in the Kiamichi Mountains where he's building a cabin. And this table right here has had things knocked off of it, plates, cups, and things, just the next morning to find them back on the table. I guess he sleeps in that little lean-to thing there, and he heard something knock something off the table and heard it bouncing on the ground, but the next morning there was nothing on the ground. Something picked it all back up and put it on the table. So I'm going to set my trailer up there to where I can see, and I've put out some microwave popcorns and some baits up there. And there's his cabin.
Now this next video was taken up on the Kiamichi Ridge of Oklahoma, where I've done a lot of videos. And I'll put a link to this next video so you can get an idea of where we were at. This video was taken after dark. I was with the MABRC. I used to be affiliated with that group, but this was back in 2008, and we were up on the ridge there. I was very excited about a camera that I had set up where I lined it up with a spotlight. So the camera was actually lined up with the spotlight so I could do it all with one hand. So you can tell I made several comments about the camera. I was very excited about it. So this next video is us up on that ridge, and you're going to see us, we had Bigfoot on the brain, even though I was brave and went through the underbrush, we try to make everything be Bigfoot. And, and I understand that that's what we were doing. Even the handprint that we find on the vehicle, more than likely it was a person's handprint, but you can listen to us trying every which way we can to make it be a Bigfoot handprint. And that's just the way it is at times. I've learned a lot since then, but yeah, you're gonna find it funny. But it's an interesting video from 2008. There's nothing going on up there, but us camping.
Yeah, I think I see it again. I mean, I seen the shadow.
Okay, you guys ready?
Stuff it's in 4x4 mode, just sitting there.
Well, let's do this.
Alright. Right here is where it went across.
Looks like there's been something matted down there. Is that bones? No.
It come right through there. Hey, and look at this. Berries all over.
All berries.
Yeah, look. See the purple berries?
Yeah. I don't see how anything could move through this and we not hear it. Dude, this camera is working awesome. It is right in the center of this spotlight. Yeah.
I don't know. Here's the place with it. Like you said, it has been burned down.
I'm telling you, this camera works awesome.
Randy, right where my light is. They shine it up that way. Okay, that was a tree.
See, look through this camera. Isn't that cool? How the camera fixed just right where the light beams.
Oh man, hell yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
How much, what is that, just a regular? Oh, okay. How much did that cost you?
It's just a $15 bracket for, it's to mount a video camera to a bow.
Damn, I want to get one.
I bet you're thinking, what are they doing?
Camera super highway right there.
Looks like, just looks like a pretty good opening.
Yep.
Well, poopy-doo.
Damn. Damn, these look like a face right there, Sheldon.
See how dusty our vehicles are?
Yeah.
Is that a person's hand?
Yeah, but it's got dust over it, so that's happened.
Yeah, I would say it looks like a pretty good sized hand. There's her hand. There's a fresh one.
That is.
There's no dust in that at all. Did you come around and touch the hood?
No.
When you stood over here and pissed, where did you see something by your blazer?
Well, what I heard was like a, you know, just a kind of a thump. You know, like maybe something that bumped into.
See, there's a print that happened down there at the camp. See how dusty it is?
Yeah.
This is clean. Okay.
You see? His fingers, the extension was right there, but look at this one.
Let me do my own.
Hey, Randy.
Do your own. Do a left hand of your own. Yes, sir.
See?
You know, just a suggestion.
Uh-huh.
But I'm seeing basically like a trail right here, going off down in there.
Yeah.
You might want to just pull your truck down here if you get set up.
Check this out, man.
Check out, we each put handprints on here. See what they look like.
Look at the crevices right here. Now look right here. There ain't no crevices, no nothing.
No handprints, no nothing.
Yeah, see mine.
Yeah,
Mine's
you're
puffy.
Look at that.
Look at that crevice.
Your creek, all your
Well, guys,
wrinkles
that sure
are
as
showing
hell
up.
wasn't none of us, and nobody up here with us. So
Interesting.
That was awesome.
Interesting.
Again.
let me get by here, guys, so I can get that big front light out of the laser.
Hey, you got a camera?
Yeah.
Something fresh on the windshield, but
You got it. Okay. I'm gonna have it and I'll take a picture of that.
All right, now there's going to be a link in the description to my Chickasaw Park encounter. This next video was taken 4 months after my encounter at the park. The park was much different when I did my video, my recent video about my encounter there. Back then, the park was thick, the underbrush was thick. They came in and took out all the pines, so it's a much different atmosphere there when this video was taken shortly after my encounter there. But it's going to be interesting. I go back into some of the trails by myself. I've got my new camera that's lined up with my spotlight, so I was eager to use that out in some elements. So this next video is going to be a nice little stretch of being in the park shortly after my encounter and what the park looked like then. Very much more thick.
do what?
Cactus.
Yeah. And I got no socks on.
Yeah. You went past some.
I'm about to walk into a spider web.
You got the stick, just wrap it around on your cotton candy. Get it?
Yeah.
They've been bitten. I just have the fear of.
Look at, we got some bent over trees here.
You know that could be sun. No. Yeah, it could be. Is this like wood feed station?
Yeah. Oh. You alright?
Yeah.
Don't break any bones.
Would you believe I tripped on the stick I was carrying? I ain't damn good about rolling in here.
You alright?
Yeah. What'd you see? He fed out again?
Do what?
What'd you say he fed out again?
Popcorn, peanut butter.
I never could get Charles Hallmark into his phone. He's not the doctor, is he?
Yes.
Did you call his home phone listed in the directory?
You know, I don't know if I got the directory. I may have called a couple numbers till I found his number.
Well, there's a Charles Hallmark route too.
That's probably him.
In the phone book. I figured, well, he's one of these guys that if he doesn't know what's on the car ID, he don't answer the phone.
Possibly. We'll be coming out right over in here.
Their dove just flew off.
Check this out. Something came through here.
That isn't. That is a handbrake. You don't see how you just shoved your hand?
Uh-huh.
That's how it got broke.
Pushed it down as it went by?
Yep. So it did. I thought it took it and twisted it.
Well, we don't want to wander too far from the table. I don't want anything to swipe my scope. Is this the picnic table where we were playing earlier? No, there's two picnic tables here.
Okay, I'm going to pause it at the picture of this picnic table because when he was mentioning a picnic table that we were playing a game at, we were playing dominoes. And we had the tiles that you could clack really loud. So we sat at this table with little headlamps on for about an hour and played dominoes, making all these clacking sounds with the dominoes. And then later went off into the woods hoping that we had attracted something. So that's why this spot was picked in particular.
Oh, these are making enough noise.
Now this is a campsite. Look how rough that road is coming up here to this one.
Yep.
I've been running the tape, so wasted tape. Yeah, on my... Well, the sun's starting to go down, and you can see what kind of trail system we're talking about here.
Now, the older gentleman that you hear in here with me, his name is Homer, and he went out with us a few times. You also hear him in the video when we were up on the Kiamichi Ridge. I didn't see him too much after this, and years later, which was just a few years ago, I heard a podcast that he was on, and he was referencing this video here where he was out with us and the activity up on that ridge. And I will put a link to his video. I think he's probably passed away by now because he was quite old then. So, but I'm going to put a link to his video and you can hear his story about his version of events in this on that ridge.
The woods back up to the trail on both sides. So going in here during the daylight's not going to be so bad. Coming out after dark, going to be a whole different story. Your mind can really play games on you, and you'll be anticipating something reaching out of the woods to touch you. But we'll see. We got some high cliff walls over there. You can see how rugged it is back here. So I'm going to go ahead and shut everything down until something happens. Well, it's getting about 7:30. It's getting dark awful fast. As soon as I flushed those 3 deer out of the creek, I came across a smell on the trail. It wasn't really a stink, but it was an animal smell. And I still got a long way to go, so it's too early to be getting wigged out yet. But it is getting dark. And the woods are getting thick. So we'll see what happens. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. And I did hear the owls tonight. This is campsite number 30. This is right where they climbed on the back of my truck last time. Armadillo.
All right, so we're going to pause it here so that you can see where the lantern post was. At this time that I was camping, I actually set a game camera up on that picnic table, and I'm going to show you where it's at too in relation to that lantern post. So I put some baits hanging on the lantern post, and I had a game cam amongst a bunch of other supplies sitting on that table, and I caught 2 pictures. And it could have been the next night after this, but I caught 2 pictures. So here's a picture of the picnic table. So it's one of those concrete tables. So I piled up a bunch of supplies and hid a camera in the middle of the supplies, watching the bait that I had hanging on the tree on the lantern post. Well, I got up the next morning and looked at the bait, and it wasn't touched. So I didn't think that I had any pictures on the camera, but I did have pictures on the camera. There was 2 pictures on the camera. Well, there's 3. The last one is me looking at the baits. But I got 2 pictures, and here was the first one. It appears to me to be a round head coming up low to the ground. and peering over the table. Now, this was 4 months after my encounter there, so that little one would still be in the park or still be young. So this is a round head. You can see it's got hair, and I mean, there's no visible ears. So I'm assuming it's a human type head, but you can see hair to the right there of it, all the way down the side of the head. You can see hair. Uh, and then the next picture, it stood up, and the game camera caught its armpit. So there it is, much closer to the table, standing up, and you can see that it's an armpit. The figure itself is white. So the camera only took black and white pictures after dark. So you can see that there's hair, and you can see the sweeping hair that sweeps back off the chest under the armpit there. So you can see hair on top of the arm, which would be the shoulder, below the arm, and then you can see some hair sweeping sideways off of the chest muscle there under that armpit. So it would be the chest to the left, the arm reaching out to the right there, but you can see the sweeping hair that would sweep sideways off of the pectoralis muscle on the chest. So that's pretty interesting. Now the next picture is a picture of me checking out the bait station the next morning. So I was unaware that any pictures were taken. Since the baits weren't touched, I was just assuming that no pictures were taken. I didn't know until later when I looked at the camera and downloaded it that indeed there were 3 pictures, and the third picture was me. So those 2 pictures, something came up in the dark and was low to the ground. Maybe it was in 4x4 mode, maybe it was on its hands and knees, but whatever, it was still low, so that only the head was captured by the camera itself. And then when it stood up, the armpit was captured. But you can see I've got cookies sitting on top of that, the apex of that bend in the lantern post. None of those cookies were taken. And the bag of fruits and foods and baits that I had in the bag was not molested at all. So the baits weren't, nothing was attracted to the baits. But I did have a visitor that was checking out the table. So that was an interesting set of pictures.
There was no raccoons tonight, but there were the loud owls close to my trailer. Well, I've hiked back into the area that I was in last night, along Rock Creek, and I'm up on a bluff doing some tree knocks and just listening. I've been here for about 30 minutes and thought I might have heard some movement in the water, but so far nothing significant. So
So there you have it. A surprising little video that I found in my archive of videos that had some snippets from 2008. It really gives you I'm showing you this picture on the video of me standing behind my truck, and this was taken the next day after my encounter there in the park. So that's how big the Bigfoot was standing behind my truck. So uh, I feel fortunate that I came across these videos, and it allows you to see just how ate up I was then. I guess I'm still ate up now about this subject, but I hope you enjoy it. Please share and subscribe, and all that other bull crap.